Hello there, welcome to my YouTube channel. Victoria here. It's good to see you again. It's been a while, and today we are going to make these socks, these ankle socks. They are easy. So if it is your first time, it's good to have you. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate you. So I had already made one leg, and I'm going to show you how you can make the second leg, and this is how it looks like. It is easy. This is a full tutorial. Even you as a beginner, you can tag along. Take your time, learn how to make these socks. You'll be glad. I have a video for making a knee high length socks. So after learning this, you can easily pick up and learn another one. Then there's also the Christmas sock. There's also the baby sock. So learning socks, the trick is behind the passion knitting, but it's all easy and you can learn. So for this one, it's an adult, and I picked out 66 needles. One end I have 33, and this other end I also have 33 needles, because we are going to first make the band. So I pulled out one by one needles, as you can see. And the last one, the last one is closer, so don't mind that I have two needles which are closer at the end. No, it is an even number of 66, so don't mind about that. So after pulling out your needles, go on ahead and cast on your yarn. One by, like, you cast on your yarn, and then you fix it into your carriage, because we are going to do a band. In case you don't want to do a band and you want to do a picot, so you can see how I made a baby sock and I did a picot hem, so you can also try that out. But for these particular ones, I made a band. You can decide and you do a picot. I think it is more girly to do a picot, yeah, so you can try it out and see. So I did a band of 20 rows. So go on ahead, knit whichever length of band you want, but I did a band of 20 rows and then joined it up. Remember, every time you first knit your first row, you have to hang your comb so that the work doesn't come off the machine. I always get questions, my work is coming off the machine, I don't know what happened, what? It's when you knit your very first row, the first thing to do is hang your comb, that roller comb, so that your work doesn't come off when you knit the second time, since it helps hold down the stitches on the machine, so it will not be able to come off. Because if you pass the carriage without holding, your work will jump off and you have to repeat the same thing. I encountered that when I was a beginner until I learned. So always remember to hang your comb and your work will be good on the machine. So you have to join the hem by picking up the stitches and feeding them those which were in the resting position. So now reset your row counter. I'm going to be working in tension 6 all through. I'm not increasing or reducing. I'm working in tension 6 all through. So hereafter I knitted 40 rows straight. No increases, no holes, nothing, but I just knitted 40 rows straight up. So go ahead and knit whichever length you want. If you want it shorter, you can make short a few rows, maybe 20 or 30. But to that length, I made 40 rows. And then after making my 40 rows, I went on ahead to do it, to shape the heel. Here's, I don't know, I was just confirming. Yeah, but those are 40 rows that I did. And now I'm going to shape the heel. So in shaping the heel, when your carriage is at the left side, like mine here is at the left side, I'll push the holding position button right there into the holding position. Some people call it the passion knitting. I push it into the holding position, and then the needles opposite there, that's where you also pull them into the holding position. You pull them to the front, and I held this row counter, that thing which taps on the row counter, I held it up so that it doesn't count the rows. And then I went on to knit. See, when I knit the other one, since it's in holding position, the other one just keep in the holding position, they don't knit. So after doing all that, let me position this very well for you. So I get when I knitted one row to the other end, I pulled a needle opposite it, this first needle that I've knitted, and then the other end where the carriage is, you get the yarn, you pass it under the very first one and over the rest. Then you knit across, and then you pull a needle this side, this is the second one, and then you pass the yarn under and over the rest. When the carriage is on the opposite side, you pull the yarn out. When it is on the other side, you pass it over the first one and over the rest. Under the first one and over the rest. I hope you're getting it. Let me just keep quiet and see how you guys can just see how I'm doing it. But you can leave for me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know where you're watching from, at what level you're at. Well, you need to hang your cross because the work can tend to skip off the needle. So be sure to hang your clothes to hold down your work, especially at those points where you're passing the yarn over and above, because that's where you're forming the corners of the heel, those curves. So you always have to hang your clothes and the work doesn't jump off. So I'm going to do all this, the pulling out, because it's more of increase, if I can say. We are forming the heel part. So I'm doing all this until I have pulled out 8 needles. It has to be a total of 8 needles. I'm going to show you the just what I wrote down as a pattern in case you want to see what I did. I'll just show it to you at the end. So watch till the end and see the pattern. Keep moving your clothes so your work doesn't jump off. And you keep increasing until you have 2, 4, 6, 8. So that is 8. No more increases. But I'll keep pass until the process ends on the 8th needle. Now, when the carriage is on the opposite side of the 8 needles, I'll do the decrease, and that would be by pushing the needle backwards to position D. Yes, and then knit. So when I knit, that needle will go into the other position behind the knitting position where the rest are. So when I decrease, that's why it goes back and it knits so you're going to do that until all the needles are done. All the 8 needles that you pulled out are done. By the other side of where the needles are in holding position, you keep passing the yarn over the first and above the rest. Just watch how I'm doing it. I hope it is clear for you to see, and let me know when you make these socks. Right now in Uganda it's too cold. And these would come in handy. Okay, sometimes the stitches tend to jump off, so you be careful to watch them when they jump off. So I was kind of hand knitting them back, push back, yarn over and above, then knit. So I only have 1 needle remaining, and I also push it back, yarn over these 2, and continue knitting. So after that, I'll just let me first correct that. there's a stitch which I jumped off the needle, so you have to correct it manually to make sure that all the needles have stitches on, and you continue knitting. So I'll just pull a few push this back to the normal position and let this go down because it was earlier on up. Now I have to let it go down so it can knit, and then I pulled out a few needles around that one which had a lot of yarn on, so it can be able to knit well. And then I'm going to knit 50 rows straight up. Now this is for the bottom of the foot, okay, the foot, covering the foot area and the top of the foot. Yeah, so just knitting 50 rows straight up. Now, one thing I want you to consider is when you get your numbers right, when you're shaping the heel, now see the heel here has been shaped on the right side, on the left side, because our carriage was on the left. Now we have to shape the toe and it has to be on the right side. So this part shouldn't be in the same place. So now the needles which are going to be in holding position are the ones on the left side where we have already shaped the heel, and the one now we are shaping the toe, it has to come up from the right end. Remember to push your holding position button, the partial knitting button, so that your needles are not knitting the ones you've put in the holding position. So the same way, I'm going to still do 8 needles. I'm going to still decrease the 8 needles, increase and then later decrease the 8 needles. So go on ahead and do that. See how I'm doing it, and slowly by slowly do that. Remember, first the position. Now if I'm working on the left toe, it has to be the left, and then on the right toe it has to be, on the right leg it has to be, the heel has to come out on the first shape on the right, and then when I'm working on the left toe, the heel has to come on the left. I hope you get it right. Yeah, because when I'm stitching, it really shows on which leg I did. So when you're working on the first leg, make sure I don't do all at once on one toe. Like the first heel, for one leg, the heel has to first be on the left, and for another leg, the heel has to be on the right, so that it's not one-sided sock that you did for 2 legs. Yeah, so go on ahead and do that, and it will be well. So you will continue until you have all the needles and you've worked them all out, the 8 needles pulled into the increased ahead, and then after you do the reduction. I'm inviting you to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, please go on ahead and subscribe. Let me know where you're watching from, what you think about this tutorial. Yes, leave for me a comment in the comment section below. Share it with your friends. I'm coming up with a tutorial as well for an off shoulder top. Yes, an off shoulder top that you can try it out, and you see, if you're ready for your children, it depends, just matter of getting your tape and taking your right measurements. It is easy. I've tried to make it so easy. Sorry for the delays. I had got engaged with a job. I'd gotten a part-time job, so it had really taken up my time. That's why I've been away without sharing any tutorials. But now that I got quite some time on me, I said let me share with you these 2 videos. In Uganda, it's a bit cold, raining almost every day, especially here in Kampala. And yeah, you need to know what to do to make for yourself these socks and keep your feet warm. You can even make for your family and keep them warm. Yeah, let me know where you're watching from. If you're benefiting from these tutorials, I always get good remarks. And in case you want to support me in any way, you can go on my Instagram, send me an inbox, or else you can send me an email at abokinitsug@gmail.com, or you can go on Seller and look for Aboki Knits and see how you can show some love, in any way you wish to. Yeah, I'd be glad for your support. And also encourage you to watch the ads that run up on my videos. For every ad that runs up, I earn something. Now, after pushing back all the needles, you remember to push your button to normal position and you knit one row and then you cast off. You cast off normally. After casting off, you are going to be joining the sock and it will be done and ready. Yes, when an ad pops up, please don't skip the ad. Watch the ad. Yeah, watch the ad. It's a way of helping me earn something from this channel for the work that I put in. Kindly don't skip the ads. Watch them to the end, please. Yeah, I'll be glad. I'd really be glad. I've been on this for some years and I feel I should also be earning for my labors, Yeah, so I'll be glad really when you come up and support me on this. Thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity. So just go on ahead and cast off all the needles. And at this point, you'll have to have your yarn needle ready. Yes. I know some of you have sent me in requests of what I can make. I got some requests. Just give me some time. Slowly by slowly, I'll be able to do what I can, because it also requires yarn, especially if it's not an order. It requires yarn to make these things. Yarn, data. So I have to be ready when coming up with a video, So just bear with me. For the meantime, when I am ready, I will share with you the tutorials and you're able to also make your own. Okay. So go on ahead and cast off. After casting off, you will leave a long tail that you are going to use to join it up. Pick my yarn needle and fix the yarn into it. First, we are going to shape that top part. Yes, so you need to shape the top part. It's a matter of doing a blind stitch method that I've always do. So you join, pick up a stitch this side and a stitch the other side. Make sure not to skip a stitch because it will be disorderly. So because these are equal stitches, remember we had 33 this side and 33 the other side, so those are the same number of stitches. Go one by one and pick up a stitch this side and a stitch the other side. I promised to show you the pattern, so here it is that I'd written down. 33 needles that I pulled out for the short socks. Yes, you pull out 33 needles, a total of 66 needles. And then you knit a band of 20 rows. Yeah, working intention 6 all through, and then you hem it, and you knit 40 rows straight up. After knitting that 40 rows, you shape the heel, and here you consider the 8 needles. Yeah, consider 8 needles increasing and 8 needles while reducing, like how I did it. And then after you knit 50 rows, and then you shape the toes, still doing the 8 needles you cast off, and then you join. So basically that is the best way I can put it out, the pattern. So follow that and it will be easy for you to, you know, see how you can make for yourself short socks. I'm going to screenshot it and share it on the community page in case you want a follow-up. Yes, so you can still see how I did it, and you learn and you continue practicing, because I haven't started writing down patterns. Can bear with me. Now go on ahead, join it up. It will be the same as this, and I'm going to see you when I am done with the joining and they're in my feet. This is how they look on me. Yeah, just wear them around the house and you're comfortable. In case you feel they're slippery, because this is acrylic, you can just add some bits of glue gun, you know, that hot glue down, so that it's non-slippery on the tiles. But they are comfy. I'm comfortable, you know. I can wear some shoes in and then move around. Let me know where you're watching from. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll be happy to see you in my next tutorial. See you then. Bye bye.